In this video, I'm going to be building the biggest stadium in America. Let's get right into it. So obviously we want the field to be centered in the plot. So let's try and figure out an area for our field. And so I do think that this is big enough here for our basement area, at least to get started with. And off topic guys, but I just got like a huge snowstorm. It's probably our first snowstorm of the year. And it's insane because I was golfing on Christmas and now my house is just buried in snow. So that's been exciting, but anyways, as I continue working on this field here, let's just try and get some good colors. I don't know, these can be temporary colors, but anyways, we need to get all of our field markings down. So obviously this is midfield, and good news is we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So our yard lines actually work out pretty well. And so you know what, there we go. Those are good so far. We need to get our lines here though for the border or out of bounds area. And again, I'm not sure why the mood bar pops up at the top of my screen. That's so weird, but whatever guys, it's okay. And guys, speaking of that snowstorm, it's actually snowing a crap ton right now. I was so cold earlier because I was shoveling snow off of our vehicles, and man, I haven't done that in quite some time. I was freezing, that's for sure. So I'm debating using beams to make these lines look just a little bit smaller. That way they look like further apart, if that makes sense. And so since these tiny beams make these out of bounds lines look huge, I'm going to be making the out of bounds lines just the fence here. That way they look a little bit smaller and this field will look smaller, which will make the stadium look a little bit bigger. So that's like my genius plan, I guess. We'll have the tunnel over here on this side, so we'll have to make sure that we get the measurements right for all of that. And I feel like I could just use a better green. Like I feel like there's a lot better greens I could use. Like even this one feels more, I don't know, like Michigan-y. I'm not sure how to describe it. It feels just like it belongs. And I guess this texture also. I think this is fine now if I just make the letters. And so in my NFL stadium, I actually made the letters out of structurals. And there's no chance that I'm going to handwrite them this time. So instead, I will just be using basic shapes. While I'm making the letters, now would be a great time to see, are you subscribed? I've been making stadiums for most of 2024. And if you'd like to see me make more in 2025, comment down below which ones you'd like to see. Thank you for 50,000 subscribers. And let's get right back into the video. There we go. Suddenly I feel a lot better about this field. Anyways, that's enough of the field for now. Now I'm going to be working on like the outer walls here. If you guys are wondering what has inspired me to make Michigan Stadium, well, I actually am a Michigan fan, but I've wanted to make this stadium for quite some time now, and ever since I published that NFL stadium, you know, this is the one that I had in mind. I bet a lot of you probably guessed it if you have paid attention to the stadiums I've made. You can kind of tell what teams I'm a big fan of, but still. And so then there are these little like gates over here for whenever people rush the field, get on the field really. So I'm just making those right now with some tiny little steps, and then they are clonable. So yeah, as you guys can see, I can just clone this right over here if I can place it correctly. There you go. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like that a lot. Does it give you the most walking space down here? Not exactly, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna have a plan out here for the tunnel, so no stairs over on this side. But let me just chuck in the rest of our stairs over here. And I'm kind of worried to see what our plot data already is. Hopefully it's not too high, but it's about time to start working out our seating plan. And actually, instead of having two of these over here, I just want to have one. Now that I think about that, makes a little bit more sense. And so there we go. Now we have more than enough room for all of the seating that we would like to have. It's an entire bowl, so we're really gonna have to make sure we get this right. I'm gonna make these in 2x2 increments here. So this will be one of our like stairwell ones. So this will be just a spot, you know, specifically for areas that we want to have stairs, and then I can add the tunnel at the top. And guys, I actually can say from personal experience, climbing these stairs is not fun. They have some very, very steep seating here. So yeah, it's not the most fun experience, that's for sure. So as you can see, there we go. We've got stairs, and then we're just gonna need a tunnel up at the top, I guess, to get to your seats, of course. Oh my goodness, dude, I have another winter storm warning. Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of all these winter storm warnings. Actually, I'm not. I really love snow. I don't know why I'm saying that. I love snow, so I'm not tired of the winter storm warnings. Let me see here. So I'm contemplating making these steeper. Oh, I probably should. Okay, I'm gonna make the stairs steeper, guys. Because, yeah, it doesn't look as realistic to the real thing with how it is right now. Because it just, I don't know, it's not that steep, not that intimidating to climb. And guys, trust me, the stairs in real life, like once you're on the lower level, very, very intimidating to climb. But basically, I can use these benches here, which these are the actual seating that they use. And since these benches are so thin compared to chairs, they fit perfectly in these little slabs right here. So yes, we are going to be using benches. And so suddenly, yeah, that looks really, really cool for our tunnels. And I can probably copy those around. I mean, it works out really well, really good tunnel design. So let's copy these around and be able to use these as a reference point later on. I'm also going to include the tunnels here on the corner, which might make things a lot trickier for me, but it's more realistic this way. So if it can help out our build, that's what I'm going to do. And this might screw me over later, but yeah, let's see. We'll see about that when it comes. And so keeping up our 2-block trend here for our stairs and everything. Oh wait, actually I didn't even think about this yet. Duh, I'm so stupid, guys. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna distinguish the stairs by adding these little beams here. That way, you know, you can tell like, hey, these are obviously steps, and steps are cool, right? All right, so now our stairs are outlined, which is huge. All right, so now I feel like I'm in a better position to be copy and pasting this stuff around. So yeah, that's huge. But look at how expensive these are, guys. 8.4K a piece. Jeez, you realize how much money I'm gonna be spending on this build? My goodness, I should check the plot data after I'm done with the stairs here. This is what I get for trying to make this full scale. It's worse as there's upper deck seating too. I'll probably have to make even more seating to add on later, but we will worry about that later, not now. Now what I'm gonna do is just make our regular seating areas now. So this is just going to be to fill in the rest of our space, basically. So this is about as cool of a build as I can make. I'm very, very excited for all of this because Michigan Stadium is a very iconic stadium. For those of you guys who have never been or never heard of it, just, you know, Michigan football is a really big program. So I'm really happy that I'm in the position I am to be able to make this in Bloxburg. Thanks to all of you guys' support. You guys always kept me going. And now I can make one of my favorite stadiums ever in this lovely game we have here. There we go. Maybe I should have rounded the edges here. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do to connect these areas better. Maybe I do round this corner off and make it so these stairs are a little bit more, I don't know, rounded, I guess. Yeah, look at that. That is so much better. There's such a better corner. Now it's actually like rounded off. So yes, we're gonna do that everywhere now. Let me just go place this in our other corners. That was a risky and late change, but it actually paid off pretty well. So fortunately, we aren't too deep into this build, and it's really good to make those kind of changes now, rather than, let's say, whenever I have pretty much half the stadium completed. You know, like, this is a way better spot to make a change like that. All right, we'll have to check the plot data out after this segment here, because this is really where most of the plot data is going to come in at. I highly doubt benches are going to add much, and we aren't really placing many benches either, so yeah. But as you guys can see, we have an entire bowl now. I mean, this is pretty dang cool. If you want to call this a bowl, you can call it rounded square. I guess that's a bowl, actually. But yeah, you know what? It works. So the plot value updated, which means the plot data is 15%. Oh my goodness. That's actually not that bad. Although now it's time to get our upper deck seating, which, oh boy, here we go. All right, there we go. So now we got some stuff finally sorted out here. And this gives me enough room to do the backdrop, which is just the navy blue walls in the back here. So let me do these really fast. All right, so now I have those above every single tunnel, and as you guys can see, this plot is absolutely huge now. Michigan, though, they do have their own like side buildings over here where there's obviously the press boxes and all that stuff, and we also have enough room for that. So that's actually fantastic. We're already down nearly $500,000 and 21% plot data. Oh my gosh, 21%. I probably need to stop worrying, but still, that's a lot. And now, guys, I also have the seating for this upper area. And then I have this big blue wall that's just, yeah, like I said, the boundary. So now I have to find a way to round all of this off, which this is going to be a lot more challenging than some of you probably think. We're gonna have to kind of say just screw the bottom of this. We're really gonna focus on the upper area. We'll find a way to kind of hide away the rest of this, but for now we really got to focus on connecting all of this. Well, actually, that's not as challenging as I thought. And looking down here, this actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it'd be either. It looks like you're gonna have to be a baby to walk inside of this stadium. So I'm probably gonna have to make it like stoop down a little bit, and then you have to like come upstairs to get up here. Because otherwise, yeah, there's no way you're fitting in that. Although since this is such a basic design, this has definitely taken me a lot less time than normal stadiums, because this is not as detailed, I guess you could say. There's some detail, but I mean, like, it's not necessarily an NFL stadium or NHL stadium or MLB level of detail. You know, college football stadiums are more based off of history and all that fun stuff. And a huge thank you to all the fans who have been sending me donations through the in-game gifting system or just the actual donation thing. It's been super helpful, especially with funding big builds like this, so thank you guys so much. And look at that, I even have a area now above our tunnel, so that's also just a nice little touch. And once I round off all of these edges, then we can start working on more of the tiny details. All right, well, that's another corner rounded off there, so I'm curious what the plot data is here. Ooh, 28%. Okay, well, if I can get away with, what, like 40% being here, I don't imagine the seating's gonna be that bad. And I probably won't even do an interior because, well, you guys know who I am. So I should be okay. I'm curious, actually, if I can make this easier on myself by copy and pasting the corner pieces around or not. I am really curious, actually, about that. So let me just try this really fast. Alrighty, guys, this actually has been a really smart tactic on my part. So yeah, just quickly cloning these around has helped me out a lot. Who knew? Other than Faulty, who knew? And there we go, guys. We have an entire bowl of seating. What the heck, dude? Oh my gosh, this is insane. This is actually insane. This is phenomenal. Wow. I cannot believe I just did all of this. Holy cow. Just wow, dude. So now I'm gonna do a little bit of an experiment here to try and make it so we can at least get into our tunnels. So let me try something really, really fast. And there we go, guys. Now we have some steps that actually go up until the areas here. And so actually, I'm going to redo these really fast. There we go. Okay. So now we actually have a tunnel. Oh my goodness, wait. These things can't even be transformed anymore. They hit the max amount of items that you can transform. That's crazy, bro. I've hit the max amount of items that I can transform for clonable objects. This is crazy. It's alright, this isn't too tough to do, but that's funny. Looks like I took a perfect approach to this build then, because yeah, that seems pretty difficult with all things considered. 33%. That is not bad at all. Now let's get like a walking path down here. If you live in Michigan, you definitely know what I'm talking about, but man, I feel like they make you walk like everywhere in this state, dude. So let's get some stuff going here. Like everywhere I go in Michigan, like everywhere just has so many walking paths. Like it's like an excessive amount is what I'm trying to say. Like the amount of walking that you have to do sometimes. And parking to go to Michigan games is actually even crazier because you have to park in a high school lot. And so you have to park across the stadium literally in a high school pretty much. It's kind of funny. But yeah, now we need to take some time to add in extra details like filling in these holes here obviously because, well, we don't want them to be visible to the outside. So as I said, Michigan is a very iconic stadium. These little blue areas here are actually held up by these pillars. And so right here would be where they'd like hold up the scoreboard basically. So these pillars would hold up the scoreboard. And then there's a banner because Michigan won the national championship last year. So there is a banner that says home of the 2023 the 2024 national championship. And of course that title can only go to Michigan. So to all the Ohio State fans out there, they probably aren't too happy to hear that. But it was a pretty cool season Michigan had last year. Also guys, shout out to this fan Kevy right here, who has also made this stadium. I saw him making this the other day. I've been planning on making this build for quite some time now, but he beat me to it, so I wanted to give him a quick shout out for making it as well. So yeah, very good job, Kevy. I really like the version that he's making, so I don't know if Kevy has a YouTube channel or not, but still, he's done a really great job, so I figured he deserved a shout out. Alright guys, I've been kind of locked in here. Basically, I am just kind of touching this area up, and I'm going to make this entire walkway accessible from above. But I don't want my like entire concourse to be down on this lower level. I just want it to be like that for seating. So that's kind of why I'm separating all of this right now. It is almost time to work on the gates, which is going to be very interesting, but it should be okay. I feel like using this brick post fence is probably my best option here for gates. Let's see if we got any really cool gates we can use. Could we get like a tall version of this classic fence gate? Well, I guess our stadium gate's gonna have to be that. That's the most realistic option I have. So, alrighty though, I'm gonna start working on these side buildings over here. I'm actually gonna make these go probably, what, 4 blocks out? Probably like the most Michigan brick I think I could have ever made. This is kind of funny. Alrighty guys, so I've kind of gotten a bit of a layout here. I've got all my gates placed all around, and then I have these buildings ready. I'm contemplating adding one more floor. I think I probably should. Yeah, I'm gonna add one more floor to this. So this is gonna be one really, really tall building, basically. and I got no clue how all of this is going to work out, but there's only one way to find out. Assuming though, guys, that I can finish this build, this will be one of the coolest builds I've ever made personally, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. And now I'm kind of working on the presser area and all that stuff. We'll rework the seating as needed here in a second, but for now I just want to get the buildings laid out, and I think that's fair. My main focus is what you see here, not what you see here, but we'll touch this area up later. And I'm only at 35% plot data, guys, so that's hype. And there is a little bit of like a seating section up here just for the club area, so you already know that I'm gonna have to roll with this. Alrighty, guys, come on, come on, come on. Almost done laying out the seating thing. Then we can start working on the difficult part, which is filling in the seating that's there. Although actually, since I've used my brain a little bit here, the booth seating is actually only on one side, so hold on. I could actually make this entire side just be flat here if I really want, because yeah, that seating is only on one side. Alright, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So just by paying attention to tiny details, that saves me a little bit of room. So yeah, there we go. And then you're probably wondering like, hey, what windows are we gonna get using here? Probably these framed windows here. We're gonna resize them. I'm gonna resize these down quite a bit actually, until I think we are at a good height. This is gonna be really expensive though. Placing all of these windows, this is gonna be crazy expensive. Not looking forward to this. There's probably an easier solution to this, like always, but I'm probably not smart enough to do that right now, so we're just gonna drop like a 200,000 on windows. All right, so I mean that's one of our sides done. It looks all right. I think it'll look better once we add the lights in. Wait a second, guys. I just remembered for the lights, I have all those stupid tracking spotlights from that soccer stadium I made that I can add in. Oh yeah. Yep. So there we go, guys. We have all of our lights over there now, so that's pretty dang cool. All right, well, I kind of got a roofing area over there-ish for now. But there we go, guys. We got the windows on that side as well. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to do the National Champions banner. I'm just going to place that right here, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, there's our banner, home of the 2023 National Champions, because Michigan did win the National Championship last year. That's pretty cool. Now I guess I got to spam my lights over here again, then we can do the seating down here. Alrighty, guys, what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to make this all be like reclining stuff over here, because this is like your luxury seats. Oh, thanks for the $10. I mean, there you go, guys. You have all these recliners up here. There you go. That's fine. Those rich people can enjoy their life. Now it obviously would be nice to touch some things up here on the field. Like, we definitely need the field goal posts. And this is really just a classic one. Alright, so now we got our field goal posts. So, I mean, those help. They help a bit. Now, guys, I'm going to make some railings because these stairs obviously are going to need some railings because, well, I want people to get around this stadium safely. So, unfortunately, this is copy and pasteable. So, as you guys can see, if I place it here, I can also place it here. And I can also chuck them up here even. I mean, obviously, guys, you're in one of the biggest stadiums in the world. You're going to need some railings. It's definitely what you're going to need. So, yeah, let's make sure we get some consistency in here. Well, look at that, guys. We got railings all around the stadium now. Let's go. And then there are these really big archways here on the exterior building, which of course it doesn't let me. Oh my goodness, dude. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so as I was saying, there are these huge archways here that we can just, you know, place on the exterior wall of this. That way the exterior of our stadium looks a bit better. And if you're wondering, whoa, hey, can't people just hop through those? We'll place a barrier, don't worry. Ain't nobody getting through these archways. All right, there we go. And now I have all of this detailed here, at least on this side. There's windows, so you know it's not just a blank wall. It actually has some stuff on it. And I also just realized I need to copy these arches all the way over on the other side. So let me go do that really fast. Alrighty, guys, I got all the arches on this side. Now I'm gonna connect these concourse areas here. This really just is an episode of how fast can I drain my Bloxburg wallet. I've lost so much money today. Alrighty, guys, hey, I filled in this area over here. That's pretty good. Let me patch this up real quick, hold on. And voila, there we go. All right, now I'm gonna patch this in here because as you guys can see, there's just tiny errors here. I don't want this entire gap to be open. Alrighty, guys, so good news, I've filled in all of that. So now people can't walk into my basement anymore, which is a huge plus. And what is this guy doing right here? All right, and then for these buildings, there's one more real detail that I have to add. And so yeah, there's these double doors right here. And then right at the top here, there's actually a curved window that we gotta add. So I'm gonna add this window first, and then we can build around it. So yeah, guys, I got these little windows right here, which these help out a little bit. They're just a main detail, I guess. And then I'm gonna have to replace these double doors here, which lead to literally nothing. If you go in here, well, you're gonna have to walk right back out. Guys, the cops are driving by. Maybe it's an ambulance, actually, I don't know. Probably because of the snowstorm. I hope somebody's okay. But okay, so I think these buildings are pretty much detailed to everything that they need. Now I can kind of add in landscaping if I'd like. They don't have to be the biggest trees either. They can be pretty tiny. Alrighty, guys, I placed those spruce trees. I mean, that helps. It's an addition to the build. And so now I feel like the smartest decision would be just to get lights in here. Even if you can't really do much in this, you should at least have lights. There we go. I don't know. At least it's lit up down here now. And we should probably toss trash cans in because that's also a popular thing. And just so people can get some food, I'm wasting Bloxburgs on the popcorn and cotton candy carts. Just so that way people coming to the game don't starve. Alright guys, now I think it's time to finish up the field. So first off, I should do the really cool looking tunnel. By cool looking, I mean it's just shapes and a ramp. I'm not gonna make the tunnel actually accessible because I don't have room for locker rooms, unfortunately. So guys, it actually looks like we're gonna be getting rid of the tunnel right here. I will show you guys why here in a second with our bleachers, but I didn't even think about that. Whoops. Silly me, but good thing I realized now. It's a really good thing I realize now. Because they actually use bleachers here to outline like an M. And I can't outline the M obviously if there's no bleachers. So yeah. Guys, this M is taking me a hot second here. Hold on. Just trust the process. It'll come together here soon. I did not think that this would be this tough, but now I'm starting to see why it is this tough. So I give huge props to whoever has tried to make this stadium before, because doing this seating design is nearly impossible, I tell you. Alrighty guys, there we go. Now we have the Michigan M in the stadium. That was actually really tough to do. I have no clue how I managed to do that, but I will take it. Only using bleachers. There we go. Alrighty guys, I am back and I've uploaded some decals here that we're gonna use, which I know I hate that word, but no, it's okay. We're gonna be using these decals here. And I just checked my plot value. My plot value is an outstanding $2 million, which is insane to even think about right now. But okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and place our yardage markers. And so I like where I have them at. I think this is a good position to have my yard markers at. At least I feel it's realistic. We'll worry about transforming these later. For now, all I care about is placing them. To be honest, I'm really surprised with how this stadium's turning out. Like, I actually have gone into the stadium with no plan whatsoever. Normally, I try to at least get an idea of, hey, you know, this is how I want to do this build. And I've had no plan for this build. But so far, it's turning out great, so I can't really complain. This has been a lot of fun to make, and we're not even done with it just yet. So, let's keep going. This field's going to be really fun to detail. And we also still have to add scoreboards too. So we have a little bit left. All right, well, there we go. We have all of our yard markers now, so that's huge. And then at midfield, of course, we have to have the Michigan logo. So there we go. Dude, I'm trying so hard to get the Big Ten logo. I had to custom make it and everything, but it's not wanting to load right now. There we go, guys. I got it now. Thank goodness. Do not ask why it is in the Bloxburg font. Whoops. Looks like it goes at each 25-yard line though, so let's get prepared for this. And there we go. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we have to do these tiny little field marks, which they're also very precise. Basically, they're just the yardage lines, so let's make sure we center these, because last time I failed to do that. Alrighty guys, there we go. Look at this awesome field we have here. I'm also going to make the markings for the designated team areas. Usually these are marked out in yellow. Look at this, guys. I got the sidelines done now. This is actually pretty dang cool. I can't lie. This is pretty sick. Let's get team benches here. None of our guys sit on the bench, but who knows? There we go. I found the stupid Gatorade jug. Finally. I finally found this thing. I've been looking for it for so long. I was like, where is it, bro? But nope, I found it finally. There we go, guys. This field looks pretty awesome, I think. This is pretty sick. We should probably get some lights under the field now. That looks pretty dang cool, I cannot lie. And hold on, we have a glitch up here. No more glitching. No more glitching. Now, guys, it is time to keep placing bleachers. Dude, this bleacher won't stop glitching. There we go. My goodness. I feel like the corners are where it's the hardest to put all these bleachers at. I mean, from afar, you know, they look fine, but just up close, they look really annoying, I guess. I mean, this is the one stadium that I understand having to place so many seats for. This stadium in real life has had a max capacity of over 118,000 people. And so, thankfully, I don't think we have 118,000 seats here in Bloxburg. And thankfully, I will not be trying to do that. But man, that is just an insane record. They have 120 something rows of seats. All right, well, look at that. We have, I don't know, a third, not even really done. I mean, That's pretty huge. This build looks incomplete without a scoreboard, but I feel like once I add the scoreboard, it'll look way better. Guys, it took so long to do the scoreboard, but it is finally done. Do not ask how long that took. That was actually insane. I was trying to make it be like a score of an actual game, but Roblox was not letting me do that, so yeah, L Roblox. No, it's okay, it's okay. But alright, now I have a scoreboard on both sides, and man, this place is just looking phenomenal, I cannot lie. And I was absolutely right, this place just looked so incomplete without a scoreboard, but now we have a scoreboard, and it's pretty dang cool. For the rest of the night, I'm going to be doing this here, and then whenever I log off, I will do the rest of this tomorrow. Alrighty guys, we are more than halfway done with the seating. This is turning out fantastic. Let's see what this build looks like at night. Okay, bro, wait. Wait, that's actually pretty sick. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, now that turned out a lot better than I thought it would. That is really, really cool. I will see you guys when I pick the camera up next. Alrighty guys, we are back. I do not know how many days later, but it is a couple days later, so we need to continue placing all of these bleachers in our stadium. And it really does suck that seating is not clonable in Bloxburg. I'm not sure why they did that. They did the same thing with gardening items, such as like bushes and all that stuff, where if you place them on a basic shape, you cannot clone the actual seating or gardening items or carpets. You know, there's just a specific variety of items that you just cannot clone if they're on a basic shape. And I don't know why they did that. I don't know why certain items you can clone and certain ones you can't. I'd like to ask the developers about that someday. I'm actually kind of curious on that, what their thinking was there. The carpet trick obviously has been used by a lot of people, so I mean that can stay. You know, that was a really original build hack. People used to place roofs and then they'd place a carpet if they wanted to get stuff like mid-air. That was a big trick back in the day before we had the transform tool, and it's a great trick for those who do not have that game pass. But I'd just like to know, like, hey, you know, why not seating? Now I feel like whenever I finally hang it up and say I'm done making stadiums, that's whenever they'll make it easier to place chairs in stadiums, because that's just my luck. Either way though, this is a phenomenal seating section. I really love how I've done this here, and we don't have too much left, so that is really, really exciting. And there we go, guys. We have placed every single bleacher in this stadium, and holy cow, this is insane. Now, I feel like just for personal standpoints here, I don't like all this concrete here. I kind of want to just get a bit of a brick pattern going. Yeah, like something like this just looks a lot better. But now this upper area at least has some extra detail. And then the down area can still have that concrete, but this looks pretty dang cool. I spent the next few hours here trying to experiment with different lighting styles, and I gotta say these all turned out great. And now I can say, after millions of dollars, this build is finally complete. Remember guys, you can get early access to all of my builds by following me on my social media and joining my Discord server. Anyways, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.